started one more time. Make some noise if you want to get started one more time. This next brother coming up to the stage, I mean, this says it all. You can probably see him in the lobby. But there's more to him than just him being all tall. This dude is one of the most well-spoken guys I know, and that profile sign that So Squad knows. Y'all know who it is, alright? This dude is probably the next, you know what, I ain't even gonna go too far. I'm not gonna go too far. But let's put your hands together for Cameron Pratt, baby. Yeah. Cameron Pratt.
I want to mention two things before I start. I'm an author for a website called You Define Your Future. It's a motivational website. I would really encourage everyone to go check it out. Once again, it's youdefineyourfuture.com. Also, I want to give a shout out to one person who really helped encourage me and push me to continue my writing, and that's my close friend from the Profound Sound, Christopher Aaron Stanton. He can't be with us tonight, unfortunately. He's all the way out in Arizona, getting his education, which is wonderful. Alrighty, so here we go.
Sorry, man, I'm gonna fly.
I was having writer's block earlier this week, and I couldn't figure out what to write. I asked some friends for suggestions. They proposed that I make a story about a boy or a girl that has problems with the opposite sex parent. And although I have conflicts with my mother, she has cancer for the 4th time. And she needs all the support she could get, despite our disputes. Other recommendations have been going into ethics, but I'm not up here to preach. I'm up here to relate. All the topics we can have a conversation about, rather than debate. We could talk about anything you may have on your mind. And with infinite subject matters, I'm sure we'll find one tonight. So let's start broad and narrow it down. Beginning with the meaning of life. Some will tell you that they hold the definitive answer. Rather, they only hold absolutist mindsets, which are absolutely wrong, since no individual set of thoughts or path is always correct. There is not a one-size-fits-all or an answer for all problems. If there was, wouldn't all the problems be solved? I conceive things a little differently. I think that there are different paths in life, and as long as you take the path that utilizes your skills to the best of your abilities, and what you do is altruistic, virtuous, and kind, then I'm sure you'll be just fine. However, those are only my opinions, and I have many, so maybe we should talk about current events and what you think about them, or how people don't think enough, or how thoughts are dangerous because even thoughts seem to be contagious. Isn't it fascinating how an idea will catch on and formulate into a word, and that word can become a symbol, and that symbol can become a movement? But are you really for it, or are you just being swept through it? Speaking of sweeping, I was touching up on some of my history when I found out that this V sign used to stand for victory, popularized by Winston Churchill and used during World War II, which led me to my grandparents' past in history about the greatest generation. Some incredible lessons to learn about how they helped our nation. Helping one another, not for fame, recognition, or being told to, but because it was the right thing to do. And although not perfect, they were definitely a cut above the rest. Men and women of courage and honor. They lived through a Great Depression, restored economic prosperity, and won a war. Then I stand in the reflection and ask, what the hell have you fought for? I try to convince myself that I'm fighting for the words to boost morale, create inspiration, to bring about motivation. Yet I can't formulate the words I need to say. Or anytime there's something profound to convey, it quickly comes off as sounding cliche. Never give up. Life is what you make it. Treat others the way you want to be treated, unless you're a masochist. Laugh, love, live, all leaving you with a sarcastic sense of joy in being so descriptive. Nevertheless, I kept looking for something that everyone could find true, and I came across this. You have to think beyond walls, beyond boundaries. Push your mind to accept that there are none. Impossible only exists because you've been told there is. But how can you believe it when you're a paraplegic? I must come off as the most arrogant jackass who hasn't the slightest clue about the trials from those less fortunate and what they must go through. And although I don't understand the difficulties of others in detail, not a damn thing will stop me from trying to avail. See, I was trotting beside this cripple the other day when he asked where I was headed. I responded, to the furthest parking lot, desiring to be in my position to have that long walk. And I would have given it, even if I had to chop these legs off. And just as I can't fixate my mind around the troubles of some, no one can comprehend how desperately I want to amend the wrongs of those who never deserved it. Sometimes I become disheartened by the apathy people show and the inequity nature can bestow. Now, reality might be too much for some, so instead we can make up a story about a boy who is taken for granted, so he begins to run. He runs, runs, and runs. He keeps running day after day, miles away. He continues to run until he's no longer pumping blood, but pushing battery acid. And it's not that he's dumb as much as he is adamant, trying to escape and get off the grid. And, he runs well beyond the fact that his feet hurt and his joints are sore. Panting, he yells, talking about, they don't need me no more! Fine! Who needs them? Besides, I was already leaving! Having a tough time fitting in, he decides to get out. And when he's gone, he turns around just to shout, I ain't ever going back! Ever! Poor guy. All he wanted to hear is that someone out there is going through the same ordeal. That somebody cares and it's real. I get where he's coming from, looking for someone to relate, tired of people saying nothing yet won't concede the debate, or people talking about drama like it's a drug, and although it's fake, we still want to cut loose and unplug. And while they continue to pursue that fake high, we'll be out there, chasing the night sky. One more time, check out youdefineyourfuture.com. youdefineyourfuture.com. Thank you.
Yeah.
Job,
Yeah,
Gabriel!
future, man. Man, that was awesome. Bring it down, yo.